topic, which is going to be the NLCS preview. And with the NLCS preview, we have ourselves a very, very good series in a sense because you got the two teams that really fought to be here. You know what I mean? You have the Arizona Diamondbacks who had to wait until the final weekend to know if they were going to be in the playoffs or not. They literally were tied, were locked in with the Marlins, and they held off the Reds and the Cubs. And the Reds and the Cubs probably were the funnest story of the summer. Nobody was expecting Marlins and D-backs. You know what I mean? Nobody was expecting the two some of the newest teams in the MLB because you have to understand that these teams all came in the same decade in a sense, and they were a part of this new era, this new idea for baseball. You had Colorado, you had Arizona, and you had two teams in Florida, something that we had never done before. Now we're winding almost 30 years later. The Arizona Diamondbacks are back in the playoffs again. They won a title back in 2001, and that was a fun moment. That was a great moment for that team. That was a great moment for that city. But you know what? In a way, they got kind of in the way of what would have been a great historical moment because, everybody was pushing for the Yankees to win because that was when it was 9/11. So, this time around, they got a little bit of a different feel to them. They're the upset kids again, but they weren't supposed to be here. And now they got to go against this Phillies team that is overconfident and uber confident, and they deserve every right to be confident because they're playing great baseball. And at the end of the day, this team is going to make it to where it's going to be very tough for the Diamondbacks. But I also say the Diamondbacks are going to make it very tough for the Phillies. The Phillies are already the team that everybody has already circled to win this series. I don't think that's the smartest idea when you have a Diamondbacks team that's pretty much the hottest team in the playoffs right now. They have lost no games. They're 5-0. They've been dominant. They gave up 6 runs in total to the Dodgers, all right? And I think they gave up 4 runs in total to the Brewers. So right now, this team is giving up 10 runs in 5 games. And then they're scoring at least, 4 or better each game. So they have figured it out. Good pitching, great hitting. Good pitching, great hitting. And that's exactly what the Diamondbacks are doing right now. The Phillies, same thing. Very hot, very consistent, but they've been here before. You look at everybody on that D-back side and say, you know what? A lot of you guys barely been in the playoffs. The only person you can even call out that's done anything bigger than just being in the playoffs is Evan Longoria, and he's a dinosaur now. Tommy Pham, who's always been a utility player. So pretty much those are their veterans right now, but they're pushing the cart for this team. And I truly do think that, you know what? It's time to shake this thing up a little bit. I know I said on my show, Philly should win the World Series. Woo, 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 woo. But you know what? I'm chasing value. And I think that, you know what? I woke up this morning and I said that don't count out the Diamondbacks because you were a person that saw how good they were going to be early in the season. And they're right where you knew they could be if they believed in themselves. They believe in themselves. They got the confidence. The Phillies got the confidence too. But you're riding off the Diamondbacks. And it feels like when you're riding off a team in this playoff this year in the MLB, that team prevails. So I'm not going to be on the ride off the Diamondbacks. I'm going to go ahead and grab the plus 160. That's what I'm going to do. So with that, that's going to be a wrap on our baseball